Hello everyone and welcome back to this brand new video. So for today I have a budget deck for all of you. Now why is this deck budget? Because it requires only one rare wildcard, which is Lurrus. Now yes, I am playing Castle Ardenvale, but you don't need to play it. I'll get to why shortly. Two things I want you to know before going into the video. First of all, this is a best of one version, and if I go for a best of three version I wouldn't mind doing that, but it would cause you to have some sideboard cards which will most likely be rare cards, which would also lead you to using more rare wildcards for this deck, so it's not budget friendly anymore. However, if you want me to go with that, I don't mind, just let me in the comments down below or in the Discord server and I'd love to do that. Maybe we can discuss our sideboard picks. Beyond that, I don't advise you to redeem this deck before the ban list on June 1st, just because we're still not sure if they're going to ban any of the companions or change how the companions work. So a hit to Lurrus might make the deck not competitively viable or not as viable as before. So wait until Monday, and then after Monday, craft the deck, go wild, go insane, and I believe that you can rank up. So with that out of the way, let's get directly into the DeckTech. So what is the deck aiming to do? The deck is aiming to play a bunch of 1-drops, which are Life's Bounty, Gingerbrute, or my favorite, Healer's Hawk. So after you play them, you kind of keep on buffing them with enchantments, like for example the Aegis, the Sentinel's Eye, the Solid Footing. Solid Footing and Aegis works very well, just because it's technically a +3 to attack power when you have your Aegis and your Solid Footing. Now make sure to give it Vigilance with either Sentinel's Eye or Sentinel's Mark. You kind of try to stick 1-drop early on, pump it with a bunch of cheap 1-mana enchantments, and then you run away with the game with all that glitters. That's what you are trying to do with the game, and you're trying to win before turn 5, turn 6 max. And if that doesn't work out always, and then maybe if you get board wiped, you can always drop a Lurrus and then kind of keep on rebuilding your field quickly, not quickly, I mean slowly with Lurrus. One thing I do need to mention is that you don't always need to be crazy with your enchantments. You always need to keep 1 mana for your protection spells, which are either God's Willing, Karametra's Blessing, or the ability of Life's Bounty. Now one more thing I want to mention to you before going into the games is that you should always keep your Life's Bounty for like as long as possible, because they're the only protection spell that we have that dodges the fairy, because this is an activated ability. We're not casting anything from our hand. So I do recommend to keep this on the field as long as possible against the fairy matchups. Now that's going to be pretty much it. Why do you not need Castle Ardenvale? Because you usually don't get to a point where you have that much mana. So if you have the castles, play them. Don't play more than 2 because you don't want to get tapped lands on turn 1. But if you don't have them, don't worry about them. Just play 20 planes and that should be more than enough. Now why can't we play 20 planes? Because our most expensive spell is 2 mana. So with that out of the way, let's play 5 games and I'll see you soon. So going into our first game of Mono White Aggro, and I'm very excited to see how this deck plays out. I mean, a 1-rare deck performing that well is not usually common. I mean, Boros Cycling is also a pretty budget deck for all of you if you want to try budget decks. And the good thing about it is I think even if Lurrus does get banned Monday, I don't think the deck loses that much, honestly. Like, it loses some graveyard resiliency, but that's not the worst issue. Opponent mulligans, that's always good for an aggro deck. I hope he's not playing some kind of mono red, because Life's Bounty, I mean, if he's playing mono red, I might just not play this on turn 1. Maybe I'll just wait until turn 2. It doesn't seem like he's playing mono red. If he has a stomp, this could be very brutal for us. If he doesn't, I think we're good. Let's seriously hope that he's not playing a stomp. Please. Alright, so opponent doesn't have a stomp, but opponent is playing 4-color Winota, I assume. So I think our best bet currently is to Sentinel's Mark or Life's Bounty, just in case he does have a Legion Warboss, because this just blocks any of the Legion Warboss tokens. The next turn we can Solid Footing, exactly what I was talking about. So right now we can just jump forever. So we're going to drop in all that glitters, and we're just going to attack, and we can keep this up just in case our opponent does drop the Winota. That way you can give our creature hexproof so he can't target it. So opponent takes 5, and that's always good for us. And worst case scenario, I think you can just sacrifice it if you can't protect it. It's better than my opponent gaining control of it, obviously. So opponent, please don't have the Winota on curve. It's very annoying for you to have the Winota on curve. Besides that, I think we're going to be fine. Opponent is thinking, and I don't think if he had the Winota he would have thought about it that much. I think he would have just went for it. So probably he doesn't have it. Yeah, of course, him not shocking down proves to me that he might not have it. opponent is thinking way too much about this attack step for some reason. So we're going to resolve that trigger because it's just going to be on us gaining 5 life, and that's always good. So give us the 5 life, opponent. Thank you so much for playing 4-color Renota. It's actually a very nice deck, but I don't recommend any of you craft it because I really do believe that it's going to get hit sooner or later. So don't fall into the mistake of just making it. Opponent goes for Neoform, probably going to get his Renota, and I think we're just going to go for the win next turn. Obviously going for the Renota. I think we're just going to go for the win. Because what we can do is we can play all the glitters, and then just play our Aegis and then just attack, and that's a turn 4 win. The normal way, opponent, without playing your stupid Agent of Treachery and all of that bullshit. So opponent, just take 19 damage on turn, or you could have done 21, but it doesn't matter. And with that, let's go into our second game. So going into our second game of Mono White Aggro, and I think we're not going to be able to do better than the last game. I mean, last game we literally dealt 19 damage on turn 4, like out of nowhere. I mean, yes, Anaya Winota and Historic is doing way more than that, but besides that, I think we played very well. And we are sadly going to play the mirror match. The mirror match is one of the most annoying things to ever play. Trust me on this one, it's one of the most annoying things to ever play. So I'm going to attack with just my Healer's Hawk. If he goes for the bluff, I mean, not the bluff, if he goes for a trade, I would have been happy. So we're going to try to swarm the field and kind of try to aggro out our opponent, maybe gain more life than he does, and that's usually how these matchups play out. Who gains more life faster than the other, and they're very annoying matchups, trust me. Especially if any of us gets the Life's Bounty. If that just happens, I think the game is going to be pretty over, because what happens, you can just loop your Life's Bounty with your Lurrus. So like, let's assume I always keep this Hawk to block this one. So what I do is, and hear me out on this one, you keep your Life's Bounty, you block with whatever creature that no enchantment has, that has no enchantments, I mean. You block, and then after you block, you sacrifice your Life's Bounty, give protection from white. Next turn you untap, so opponent might just have us in the loop very soon, and that's just going to be very sad for us. So I'm very sorry if you lose this game, but I mean, it's not an easy matchup. This is not an easy matchup at all. The mirror match is very annoying and it's very draw dependent. Hopefully opponent goes for the bluff. Opponent, please go for the bluff. Opponent, please go for, for the trade. Please go for the trade. Please think I'm bluffing. Please think I'm bluffing. Opponent, yes, you want to block. Opponent, you want to block. I hate you, opponent, and everything you stand for. So sadly, we are going to be a bit far behind in this mirror match. I don't think the mirror match is something fun to play at all, especially if he now just drops and all that glitters. I think that would just be the nail in the coffin, and the nail in the coffin just happened. I mean, it's not over just yet, but it's getting further and further away from us. That's all I can say. And I mean, even if I use my Glaring Aegis to tap this down, opponent can just give it protection and then just prevent that, or he can just Karametra's Blessing. Actually, he can't, for the sole reason that I mentioned to you. You can't give your creature protection from white, or it just causes all of your enchantments to fall off. So please top deck a land. Top decking a land can somehow get us back into this game. So please, deck, help us top deck a land. That's not a land deck. So I think the safest play currently is to go with an all that glitters on our Healer's Hawk and kind of wait out the game that way, bit by bit. And I'm not gonna attack, because if our opponent has a blessing, that just means that our creature just dies, and I don't want that to happen. Or a solid fitting could also be something that he could have to kill off our creature. Currently, if we survive that way and if we top the command, I think we're gonna be in the clear. If we don't, I mean, the game is a bit harder, but it's not over. Another Healer's Hawk is fine. Actually, it's not fine, because I think he's gonna be able to set up the annoying Lurrus loop I was talking about. So we do top deck, and then I think I'm just going to pump that creature even more. And if our opponent goes for the very annoying Lurrus Life's Bounty loop, I think we can just deal with that slowly. No need to like be very worried about that. Opponent is probably going to block and then give protection some way. Not some way, just we all know the way he's gonna do it. Alright, opponent, I'm waiting for you to give your protection. If he gets protection from white, he loses all of his enchantments. Alright, opponent. So good game, opponent, I'm assuming. Yeah, good game, opponent. Alright, so I'm just waiting for his enchantments to fall out. Okay. And I mean, I really don't know what you did, opponent, but that was a very good trigger. See, that's what I meant about don't use your enchantment, don't use your white protection on your creatures. So with that, let's get into game. So going into game number 3 of Mono White Aggro, this deck is performing very well. I think I'm gonna stop at the third game just because I don't want to make this video too long for all of you. If you want me to play more games with this, I don't mind, just tell me. This is a very decent hand, except like if our opponent is playing Teferi, I think we just get punished for the max. If he is not, I think we are fine. So let's just drop our Healer's Hawk. Alright, so he's playing Elementals if I'm not wrong. The only Yorion deck that plays the Temple is either the Elemental version or the Reclamation version that Reed was playing a couple of days on his stream. So I think we're just going to play our Sentinel's Eye and then just bluff having a protection spell. So we're just going to attack that way, and then next turn if he doesn't do anything we can solid footing. Aegis, that means we deal 6 more damage, and that's a lot. Honestly, like whoever doesn't think that 6 damage is a lot out of nowhere on turn 3, trust me, it is. So opponent, please don't have a Brazen Borrower. Opponent doesn't have a Borrower, and if he does, he's gonna get punished for the max. He's gonna really get punished if he has a Borrower. Omen of the Sea is fine. I mean, having a protection spell currently is just amazing, especially that I think we can just win next turn if our opponent doesn't answer whatever is happening on our field. That always feels good to do, honestly. Just winning on turn 3. I don't like playing aggro decks, honestly. Just ask anyone that knows me. I hate playing aggro decks. I think they're just too linear in what they do and they're not fun at all. But like, just bullying Yorion decks always feels good. So hopefully if our opponent tries to bounce or something, we can just Karametra's Blessing, just finish the game that way. Because like, opponent is at 9, Karametra's Blessing gives hexproof. Opponent doesn't even want to do anything. If our opponent plays a Borrower of his own, Borrower is the only thing that can stop us. But if he tries to like have interaction does not work. So Borrower is the only thing that can stop this. Trust me when I say this, Borrower is the only thing, and not bouncing, hard casting it. Alright, so yes, Typhoon is also the same thing. And the only thing I meant when I meant Borrower is just a flying blocker, not specifically the card itself. So if only we had the gods winning, this game would have been over. We did not, so the game continues. But I mean, it's still very, very near the end, especially that we're at 40 life. I don't think opponent is gonna be able to deal that much damage that quickly. So hopefully opponent tries to... the only very annoying thing would be if our opponent plays another land and then has double Borrower in hand. Double Borrower in hand would kind of end our dreams of winning this game. So opponent has the land, but do you have the double Borrower, opponent? I mean, I hate when these decks always have the consistent answer they always need, especially that they are playing 80 cards, but for some reason they always draw the piece of interaction they need against you, for some unknown reason. And I think opponent just has a... If he goes for double Borrower, I don't think that works for him anymore because we have double Karametra's Blessing. Opponent is holding on into dear life. I don't know how, I don't know why he's holding on to dear life that much, but he's trying his best. And opponent is actually... might just be the Reclamation deck I was talking about. Yorion Reclamation is a very good deck. I do recommend that you pick it off, but wait once again up until Monday for the companion issue to be dealt with. Then after that, decide if you want to build a companion deck or not. So we're at 49 life. I mean, our life just keeps on increasing. Our opponent's hopes keep on increasing for some reason. Opponent, please don't play your Lurrus and then just block with that. That would be very annoying for me. I mean, off the top, a lot of cards can just win us the game. God's Winning is an example because we can just give our creature protection from blue. Opponent goes for a very risky route in my opinion, which is Uro. One thing that can save him, in his opinion at least, I think that I'm considering what he might have in mind, is a land. So I think opponent just loses the game. And I think with that, our video is also going to end. So opponent, I think, doesn't know that I have a bunch of creature cards in hand. I'm just not using them because I don't need to. So good game, opponent. In case he has anything to do, I'll just Karametra's Blessing. And that is gonna be pretty much it for the video. So guys, I do recommend picking out this deck, but wait up until Monday for picking up Lurrus. If you do have all of the pieces, do make sure to play it on ranked. It's a very consistent deck. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.